Leopard is an awesome place filled with so many incredible locations where we can cut loose and do our thing. Earth Hour is all about switching off the lights from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. to support a low-pollution, clean energy future that will guarantee we're still able to enjoy the places we love. Today we get out there to some of our fave places for some action and adventure. And discover how small changes in the climate caused by carbon pollution is messing with what we like to do best.
There might be a bit of chop on it, so we'll go a bit slower.
This is an underwater adventure in the making. But before we dive, we've got to get across this, the local sandbar.
At times this river entrance can get quite rough. It's a shallow shifting sandbank. For the course of the trip it's probably pretty well one of the most important and probably the most dangerous, just to get us out through this river entrance. Guys, just hold on till we get out. Pretty good.
Joining us is Christina, who's been diving here for over 15 years, Coxswain Roundy, Danny Boucher, a marine ecologist, and Skipper Rod, who are all no strangers to this place, Julian Rocks. Christina, this is a really special place, isn't it?
It is, Brian. It's absolutely beautiful here. Where we are, we're the most easterly point of Australia, and we stick out a fair way. We've got the warm water currents coming from the north, we've got the cooler currents coming from the south. So that's why here at Julian Rocks we've got an amazing abundance of fish life. We get tropical fish, we get subtropical fish, we get the cold water fish, we get seasons, so we have big humpback whales and crane-nose sharks in winter. We've got beautiful marine life in summer, and we've got a pretty good variety of fish life all year round that is here always to see.
It's one of the best places in Australia to scuba dive, isn't it?
I would definitely rate it in the top 5.
Well, let's get into it then, hey?
Okay.
We've got our buddies all set up, we know where to go.
Down we go. And we're instantly greeted by a huge array of wildlife. There are so many fish here. Some colourful, some shy, and others interested in what we're doing. Swimming along, we're greeted by a turtle who's doing his thing. It's such an awesome feeling to be swimming side by side with such an iconic creature in its own habitat. There are so many things to see here, but by far the biggest and most impressive are these.
These manta rays are some of my most favourite creatures in the sea. They're just so graceful. They'll come in to feed on plankton, and so you'll see them with their mouth open. Those little bits hanging down on either side of their mouth help to funnel the water into their mouth. And then if you look down their mouth, you can see their gill rakers all spread, sieving the material out of the water. So they're plankton feeders and therefore very harmless.
They're beautiful creatures. They're so majestic, aren't they?
They are. They're like the eagles of the sea, aren't they? They're just gliding along, seem carefree.
We're over to explore what's known as the cod hole. As we descend, we get to 21 metres below the surface and things start to get dark and cold. But as we go deeper, we see something lurking further away. A dark shadow. I can't help but be excited and kinda scared at the same time.
And later, Dwayne faces the fear.
We're on an aquatic adventure into the deep blue. Julian Rocks is the destination. a place rich in biodiversity. Home to these majestic creatures who look like they're flying through the water so effortlessly. Venturing into deeper water, we find the cod hole, home to so many different fish. And on the other side, lurking, is one of the most feared creatures in the whole ocean: sharks.
These are fantastic animals. These are leopard sharks. They feed on benthic invertebrates, so animals that live in the sediment. So they've got grinding teeth, not biting teeth, so they're quite a harmless shark. And they come here in summer and they'll disappear over the winter. And they're quite approachable. They'll sit there resting during the day on the sand and you can come up quite close to them. The important thing, I suppose, is not to disturb them too much because they do need their rest for nighttime feeding.
Swimming with something so huge and so close is really incredible. He's also checking us out. With our air almost out, we have to get back to the boat. What a rush. That's so good.
That was okay? Mate, that was more than okay. That was out of this world. That was so good. Whoa! There you go. Hold on. Those mantas, they were just flying around us. How big do you reckon they were?
Oh, the one we saw probably 3 meters across, 3.5.
That's crazy. And they get much bigger than that, don't they?
Get much bigger than that. He was actually a little fella.
Oh, wow. Now, what other sort of creatures do you get here? Like through the year, you get humpback whales?
Yes, we do get migration of humpback whales from approximately June to November.
Yep.
They pass right through here at times. We get gray-nosed sharks, very spectacular to dive with, beautiful big sharks, very friendly, and sometimes quite curious too. They come and have a good look at us. They're here also from June to roughly November, December. They like the colder water.
Danny, oh my goodness, how good was that?
What an excellent dive. What I love about this place is that you can dive here for 30 years and still see something new on every dive.
You have been diving here for 30 years.
I have, yeah.
As a scientist, what are going to be some of the effects of climate change?
Well, the thing that makes this place so diverse is also the thing that makes it really hard to predict what's going to happen with climate change. Out here we've got this river of warm water called the East Australia Current. What's going to happen when that warms up? Is it going to run pretty similar to the way it does now? Maybe it'll spend more time inshore, in which case things will get much warmer and much more tropical here. Or maybe it'll spend more time offshore, in which case it's quite possible that this place will actually cool. So global warming is an average, but it doesn't mean that every place will warm by the same amount. Not every place will even warm.
So you just don't know what'll happen?
So we don't know. So the trick is, and the aim of the marine park here, is to maintain the biodiversity that we have so that we've got more options for animals to respond to whatever happens in the future.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, wild dolphins. This place is just magic.